Hey guys, Bot25 here, playing FSX once again. Today, we will be flying a, what's it called, a Lockheed Tristar from Munich Airport. Of course, this aircraft is operated by Lufthansa. We'll be flying from Munich to San Francisco. Just setting the autopilot up because we will not be talking to the ATC. Cruising altitude of 35,000 feet, standard for me. Let's get this set up. And GPS, altitude, nav. Yep, that's what we want. I'm not going to close the window. But, right, let's get closing the doors. And there we go. So this is night time. This is the actual time it is in Munich. Shift P2. We're going to push back. Of course, the Tristar was I believe it was a competitor for the DC-10. I'm not sure if it was I think it was the Tristar that had problems because the engine that it used took longer to be developed than planned, and the DC-10 easily overtook it, and the S-duct designed for the tail-mounted engine for engine number 2 caused some problems and took too much time. I should turn on the lights because we need that. On. Taxi. There we go. Now you can see the Lufthansa logo and the Lufthansa. I'm going to say that's meant to be an eagle. Let's stop the pushback. Oh yeah, shouldn't have the engines running on full power. And off we go to the runway. Just making sure no flaps, and then 1, 2 flaps set for takeoff. Alright, actually I need to figure out where I am in Munich Airport. But looking around, I need to go that way because that's the shortest way. So I shall turn onto the runway. Well, onto the taxiway that leads us to the runway. Now let's head back. Let's turn to the left to get aligned with that runway. To go onto the parallel taxiway. Munich is not that busy, by the looks of it. There's the ATC tower up there. Munich is quite a large airport. I think that might be a 747 over there. Yep. There's a 747 here. So this is a large airport. If it can handle one of these aircraft. Oh, it just started raining. It wasn't raining and I just didn't notice. That's also a possibility. What I worry about is that the trail being left behind by the aircraft, sometimes that follows the aircraft in flight. You have to have all 3 engine reverse thrust. I think only Russian aircraft didn't have that. The Tupolev 154, for example, only had the reverse on 2 of the engines. Right, that's where we need to head up. It works. Okay, so we'll head down that runway. I've tested it. This aircraft can take off on that runway. There's a quick question. To anybody who's flown on an on a Tristar, which might not be that many people. Look, do the doors actually open upwards like that? I'm actually going to look into that afterwards, and by the time you see this video, I'll probably know the answer already. And slew.
On taxiway, on taxiway.
No spoiler-ons though. However, the spoilers are pretty well made. Of course, this is a wide-body aircraft. I wonder where the APU exhaust port is, or if this aircraft even has an
Approaching
APU.
08 left.
Know, the APU is the auxiliary power unit. It can provide the aircraft with power if the engines aren't running. Right, because we're turning. Oh no, turn off the taxi lights. So now we only have the landing lights on. I'm actually just going to quickly check if this aircraft has seat belt lights. Windshield wiper, main gear. By the looks of it, it does not have a seatbelt sign. It does have openable windows, which is fun. Let's close this window because it's night. It's nighttime in Germany. Engine spooling up to full
On
power.
runway 08 left.
All three of them. It almost looks like an A310 from the front if you ignore the S duct. Let's keep an eye on ours. Well, the animation only finished now. I'll just rotate when I think it's appropriate. So now, and we are up. Positive right. Gear up. And flaps up, and let's engage the autopilot here for a second. AP speed auto throttles. Speed hold for 320. Now it switches our climb speed. Of course, we will have to slow down once we reach our cruising altitude. Oh, this airport actually has 2 runways. Huh. I thought it was only a single runway airport. Wait, what's over there? Is that another airport, or is that... Oh, I read about that stadium in the in my German book. I'm learning German. Yes, parking brake. The thing is, I don't think you can actually bring that up without using the views thing autopilot. Just make sure the altimeter is set correctly. See, the Tristar is the almost forgotten trijet. I'm not going to say forgotten because it's still used by Orbital ATK for Pegasus launches. We'll wait until we pass 10,000 feet before turn off the landing lights and pause the video. So I'll just keep an eye on what is our altitude actually at the moment? I cannot figure it. Okay, I think we are actually approaching 10,000 feet. So I don't actually know. World map, because the map view shows your altitude. Yep, we are almost at that altitude. Keeping an eye on speed though. Yeah, I think we're close enough. So hopefully then. Actually, no, keep those landing lights on, and at the 10-minute mark, I'll pause this video. Just making sure. Okay, we're at 9,000 feet at this point. So, right. Well, I'm going to end this video here, or pause this video here. See you guys at landing. Okay guys, we're beginning our descent into San Francisco. Let's maintain 23,000. Hold on, views. Autopilot, there we go. This way we can see the, whatchamacallit. $23,000 it was. I'm just going to pull that blind a bit back and then descend it at 3,000 FPM, and let's get a bit of that speed brake action going. Right. Okay, just keeping an eye on the speed. Things are spooling up, so I believe we're coming in well. Fun fact, it still has fuel. So this route is actually feasible with this aircraft if FSX has, if FSX speaks the truth. Yeah, truth. What's that? That Lufthansa logo is weirding out. Also, yesterday I read a book start to finish in under 12 hours. In under 6 hours, actually. Yeah, Journal 3. Brilliant book if you're a fan of Gravity Falls. Which I am. Tristar. Yeah, sometimes I'm just noticing these little errors, like that should be filled in, like somebody didn't know how to use the fill tool in Paint, basically. That's what that looks like to me. Yeah. I remember the first and only time I've used this in a video, use a Tristar in a video, was when I was doing a flight from De Gaulle to it was De Gaulle to JFK, and I believe that was where the format of start recording, record takeoff, pause recording, record landing came from. So that was also the first transatlantic flight I recorded, so the more you know, I guess. Now let's just check. Yeah, everything's going good. Going well. Wait a second. Let me just recalibrate the altimeter just to make sure it's going well. You're at 27,000 feet, right? So you have trouble reading those analog gauges sometimes. Also, no time acceleration. I did this real time. I did this real time up until now. I'm going to do it real time from now. And as I said, oh yeah, fun fact about this: there's a version of the 747 that can carry less people than this. I'm not sure about the range. The 747 SP, I'm not sure what SP stands for, but that can carry fewer passengers than this. Or maybe it can carry fewer passengers than DC-10, I'm not sure which. Let's just take a look at some of the air traffic in the area. The 737. Oh, CRJ, Orbit Airlines. Those are for low income, low profit routes or low demand routes. Oh, there's a CRJ as well. We've got a Bravo, Skyhawk, a Cherokee that really wanted to take off before it got to the runway, a Dash 8, Baron, Cherokee, Bravo, Skyhawk. Oh, this guy's about to take off. I have no clue where this airport actually is. Yeah, he should begin his takeoff roll shortly, because I definitely think he wasn't landing. Yeah, this is pretty good. And off he goes. Sorry, it's getting a bit cold in here. Yeah. Oh, why would you have a road at the end of the bloody runway? And he's up. Let's watch him pull up the gear. I pull up my gear way too early. Yeah, seriously, that... Oh, Christ, on a bike. Views, instrument, autopilot. It's in the maintain. Sod off. You know, down we go. 13,000 negative 3,000 feet per minute. Yeah, so I haven't found the, you know, how, whatchamacallit, the seat belt sign switch thing. Wait, the weird thing is, you can see through the wing like this, but not the other way around, so that's a bit, you know, that's a bit weird because you can see the inside of the wing and you can see the main gear there. Wait, what? Okay, just the way the light hit, I thought the texture broke. Just like my voice broke there, kind of, but I don't know. Yeah, there's San Francisco Air. Wait, is that San Francisco? I don't know. I think that's a small airstrip there. I'm not going to call it an airfield because an airfield is larger. It's sunrise over here. So, whoa. You're 64 miles an hour. Views, instrument, autopilot. Turn left. Heading 125. Heading out. Right, Lufthansa 1123 heavy. There we go. Cool. I don't think you would normally turn an aircraft quite that much. I remember the test flight I did with this. You know, the Tristar to test if all systems were working with a flight from De Gaulle to Gatwick. Not a route that would require a wide body trijet, but it was fun nonetheless. See, the lights are flashing there. Dum dum. Wait. So extending the flaps causes those speed brakes to retract. Huh. Not clue why that happens. Yeah, we're doing fine. Dun 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 dun. So it's VR ADF. Huh. But right, anyway. I actually did not bother looking up the doors for this, but I think they do actually open upwards. Almost time accelerated. Right, contact Oakland Center on 127.8. There we go, I was like, I would. If you would let me. But if you don't let me, then I cannot. I unfortunately cannot comply. Whoa. Bit of the flippity flap there. Okay, that's in with those. Go Lufthansa. See, the livery has changed quite a bit. Well, not necessarily quite a bit, but you know, for example, the tail remains the same, but I don't believe the rest. You know, I don't believe most Lufthansa aircraft are grey. What? Yes, I remembered that I might have fucked up there. I'm trying to figure out. I think that might be the airport, so I think shortly we will have to turn right. Okay, they're not going to tell me to do anything. And the reason they had trijets in these times is because I believe flight over water for twin jets was limited to 60 minutes, so you couldn't do a transatlantic flight. And having a third engine added enough extra reliability for them to, for the FAA to say that, yeah, that's safe enough, or something. I'm not sure exactly how this stuff works. Yeah, unfortunately, there are no passenger trijets still in service in the West. You may find, well, let me rephrase it, there are not many. For example, there are no DC-10 or MD-11s. They're still in passenger mode. All of them are freighters. I'm not sure about the Tristar, but I'm pretty sure it's also a freighter if it flies at all. Yeah, there's the airport. So I'm deviating from my planned flight path. I actually want to find out the name of that airport. There's that airport. That's Oakland International. Yeah. What is that big bloody island there? I'm saying as in which island is that big bloody island? Alright, keeping an eye on everything, making sure we don't overspeed or anything, but I don't think we will have to worry about that. So I don't have much to talk about. I already discussed quite a lot about my knowledge of trijets. So I said that the reason this wasn't as popular as the DC-10 is because the engines took longer to... The plane was developed before the engines, basically, and they were depending on the engines. The engines took too long to be developed for it to be a fully fledged rival of the DC-10. So most airlines had DC-10s. Delta, I believe, had the largest fleet of Tristars, and as I said, NASA, or Orbital ATK, whichever one you want to say, operates Tristar for air launches of the Pegasus XL launch vehicle. Right, there we go. We finally get to do something. Hold on. Acknowledge. 155. The approach in real life wouldn't be as boring. Come on. There we go. Yep, just let me acknowledge the handoff. Tune and contact. I'm presuming... Actually, I don't know. I'm completely confused. We're maintaining this altitude. We're going to be maintaining this altitude for a while. San Francisco hasn't appeared yet. No, send to maintain 5,000. Acknowledge. That should do. Contact NorCal approach. I'm presuming that means North California. Alright, let's get the landing lights on. Oh, jeez, those are bright. Ch 125.25 for Lufthansa, blah 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 blah. Well, yeah, different thing. Different frequency, but same, well, thing. NorCal approach. Roger, altimeter 2989. I don't think that's what I've set. Is this rain about? Oh, come on. Whoop. There we go. Let's check. Yeah, it was set a bit incorrectly. So we want to get that set correctly. Once you're closer to the ground, or once an aircraft is close to the ground, the pilots tend to use the radio altimeter, which, you know, bounces like a radio signal. It bounces back up, and the time it takes for it to do so is calculated by an onboard computer to figure out what altitude the aircraft is at. So that's useful because when you're flying in an approach in some mountains, you generally want to know how high you are above the ground, not above sea level. Turn right heading 185. Close that window. Acknowledge instruction. That's quite a sharp turn. Oh, my ears itch. Sorry about this. There we go. Lufthansa 1. Lufthansa 112. I have no idea how you would say heavy in German. Oh, you mother fricker. That was the heading I just had. Did you just suddenly realize... Oh, wait, we need to change the runway. Like, seriously, look. Map view. I turned that much and I will have to turn back there. So I'm presuming we're going for that runway there. One 165. What's this in to maintain 5,000, wasn't it? Yes, it was 5,000. Oh god, I missed a thing. Are you kidding me? Acknowledge. What's the yaw dampener? Yeah, that's quite a sharp turn. We've got an airport there, so that could act as an alternate landing site of, you know, an alternate airport if something goes wrong. If we were to, say, lose an engine. Well, again, losing an engine, you could still continue. That's pretty. Yeah, it's a beautiful aircraft. Nearest airport view. You can see there. Whoa! Airport change. Now, is it this aircraft that has a weird nose gear deploy animation? 4 miles at 8,500. Piper Archer. Report what? What? I thought that was a report traffic in sight button. No, I don't want to do that. I don't actually have the traffic. I might be completely looking at it. Oh, was that him? Yes, it probably was. We're coming in quite low, so I was hoping we'd get to see some of the landmarks. Well, the Golden Gate's over there, so I wasn't really expecting that, but yeah. FSX, make your building load ranges longer. The airport hasn't even loaded. Did I miss a handoff? Well, it took him long enough to report me in sight. I mean, he's over there now. So how many miles away? 8 miles. Oh, no, that's a Cessna. Oh, this is quite busy airspace. Because there's 2 aircraft near me. Einstein 7. I don't really believe all of San Francisco Airport is just jet black. Yeah, that's more believable. The tower is green? I didn't know that. Now, Pacifica. Let's see, Pacifica 747. Right, views, instrument panel. Well, slow down to 140. Slow down to 1. 0. Descend and maintain 1,800. Descend at negative 3,000 feet per minute. And heading 255. I think that's a good thing we were told to turn there. Shut up, I know there's not enough space on my C drive. Yeah, I should probably get some of the speed brakes deployed to, like, get it up. Oh, what aircraft's that that's there? Oh, come on, I probably missed it. CRJ. Yeah, let's get an eye of... Let's just get a look at our airspeed. Yeah, we're still moving too fast for us to... I can actually go further because I actually need to slow down. But yeah, the airport's somewhere over there. Oh, I had to tune and stuff and oh, good grief. 28, right. Right, set flaps 1. Right, so the slats have slid down slightly. Acknowledge pattern entry. And my phone committed suicide. And flaps 2. Actually, what are the actual flap settings called? Cannot tell. Oh. Okay, those are some... Okay, no clue. Right, we'll extend the flaps further. These are the low-speed ailerons, those are the high-speed ailerons. You can tell they're high-speed because they're smaller, because less force is needed if you've got more air going over the wing. Right, full flaps, gear down. I know maybe you need to deploy the gear later, but I'm just going to deploy them now. Gear down and locked. Quite a bit of a flappage. Because I don't know what it's actually called. The thing is, I have no clue where the airport is. If it turns out I'm flying right towards it, I would cancel. Right, go to 280. Oh wait, no, we're going to runway 28 now. Then we just want 260. The nose is up. The lights are on. The engines are running. It would be quite a big problem if they weren't running, but yes. 140 knots. Coming in a lot slower than I did with the previous Tristar. Yeah, I have to do that. I'm going to have to do this quite often. The thing is, I think I can actually go to 280. Yeah, that is the airport. I'm going for 28 right. So, kind of we're side slipping a bit. That might actually be a bit useful. It's just not useful when you're turning and you level off and the aircraft's still moving sideways. Especially when you're close to the runway and don't really have much room for adjustments. Alright. Heading hold off. Just eyeball it in. Now, altitude hold and everything else is still handled by the autopilot. You can use very limited yaw. You can see those could almost act like flaps. The reason they don't act as flaps is because you've got the exhaust from the engine blowing through that hole. That's where most of the engine's exhaust goes out. I think we might need to turn a bit to the left. I'm attempting to sidestep in this aircraft, and I think it's not quite now. Like, yeah, I think it might actually be working. Yeah, I thought that for a little while, and then I realized it is not working. Oh, there's a Cherokee at 0.1 nautical miles. Descending. Shut up! Seriously, that thing is really getting on my nerves at this point. There is the runways. Well, there are the runways. Not there is, because it's plural. Yeah, I think... You can see some of the landmarks. You can even... No, that's not the Golden Gate. The Golden Gate is heading behind that mountain. That's probably some kind of radio tower or something. Now, that thing is on the ground, that Cherokee, I'm presuming. Because it's descending in altitude, but very slowly. Yeah, let's just put this down gently. Yeah, the difference between this and the DC-10 is that the DC-10 had the engine mounted in the tail like that. It had a hole in the cell in the tail fin. Whereas this got the engine in the tail section, so it's an S-duct engine. Or an S-ducted engine. Work with it. Just quite harsh turns here. That's perfectly normal when I'm flying. You could probably land on this bridge, but does the bridge really need to start here? Could they not have just gone on and built a smaller bridge and then built a smaller bridge over that little river and then only started going up there? Also, this is why you don't... Wait. Hold on. Is this that? Yeah, this is why you don't build a bridge from two sides. You end up having a turn in the middle, but... Yeah. Oh, I should probably disengage altitude hold. Altitude hold. Autopilot off, so currently auto throttle is the only automated flight system we're using. Just perform a slight side slip. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's clear to land on runway 28 right. Thank you. Acknowledge close. Close. Yes. Indeed. Passing through the clouds. There we go, just turn. We're going in 28 right, yeah? Yeah, 28 right, so I do remember correctly. Why are the lights different? That's what I'm trying to figure out at the moment. We're a tad too low, so I'm going to lift the nose up.
Approaching 28 right.
Mm-hmm. There we go. We're going to need to get a bit closer before I feel safe enough to disengage the auto throttle. But the thing is, this isn't locked spot, so I'm not... Okay, yeah, we definitely need to move this way. Descend. Yeah, seriously, those lights are very different. Maybe it's because this is ILS and this is IFR, that might be VFR. Oh, San Francisco fog. Auto throttle off. Aircraft fully in my control. Hopefully we don't land prematurely. We're a bit too low, so I'm going to actually cut the engines and... Oh my god, what are you doing? Whoa, that's going to be hard. No, it's not. Oh god, this is going to be a long landing. But a smooth landing. You know, for this being me at the controls. keeping that nose up for as long as possible. There we go. Just smooth on, and not exactly on the center line, but yeah, sure. Turn, next taxiway. Using very little of the runway, that's quite efficient. Contact ground and taking out the sign. We always take out these signs. Acknowledge the ground. Handoff. Tune San Fran ground. Shut up!
Approaching 28 left.
Yeah. Mother fricker. Close the window.
On taxiway, on taxiway.
Taxiway. Delta 2. They know I'm a space enthusiast. That's, of course, only a joke. I don't think they do know that, but yeah. Yeah. Oh, we've got quite a bit of taxiing to do, but I will taxi it.
Approaching 28 left.
Well, we're not disrupting anyone, are we? No, we are not. There we go.
Approaching 01 right.
Yeah, we would be... Man, why is San Francisco designed with these crisscross runways? I know these are the only way they can have them, but...
Approaching 01 left. On taxiway, on taxiway.
Oh yeah, that... Well, no, the Boeing's on a different taxiway.
Approaching 01 left.
Yeah. And he's turning in our way. Well, then again, he does have right... Well, he got there before us. But hopefully he'll get out of the way before we get there.
On taxiway,
Whoa,
on
what
taxiway. On taxiway, on taxiway. Approaching 01 left. On taxiway, on taxiway.
Yeah, okay, the Boeing's out of the way, so... There isn't any other traffic here, though, mate. Yeah, see, continue taxi. Goodbye, Orbiter.
Approaching 01 left.
No, we aren't, man. Or woman. Or Meg. Yeah, I have to do this a lot.
On taxiway, on taxiway.
And we'll be parking beside the Boeing. And I'm going to turn towards the Boeing. Yeah, I'm cutting corners. It saves time. The airport won't like it because I have to clean up they'll have to clear the grass, but I just slew ourselves.
On taxiway, on taxiway. On taxiway, on taxiway. On taxiway, on taxiway.
Zoom mode off, parking brake on. Engine off. So yeah, guys, that was a flight from... Well, most of those didn't register, did they? Yeah, they did. That was a flight from Munich to San Francisco with a Lockheed Tristar. I'm Bob 1725. Goodbye.